Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. So I've been doing a progression series on the Challenger world in MapleStory, and I realize I've perhaps been going a bit too fast for all the new and returning players who might have a hard time following the quick pace of that series. So instead, here is 2 hours that you can basically follow along where I explain most of the things about the game in Challenger world. So let's get started. So when you first launch the game, there should be a pop-up that will tell you like, hey, you want to follow a guide, you can just click no, or yes, you know, if you want to waste some time on that, totally fine as well. So right now we are in server selection, and there are 2 different types of servers that you can pick from, heroic and interactive. There's also 2 different regions you can pick from in MapleStory Global, either North America or Europe. I'm from the Netherlands, so obviously I am choosing Europe. So over here there are heroic worlds and interactive worlds. Real quick, heroic worlds, you cannot trade with other people, you have to get everything yourself. However, there's also less ways to upgrade. The server is a bit less pay to win, I'd say, than interactive, or at least it's not as easy to pay to win in heroic compared to interactive. Plus, heroic, you get additional damage buffs just by leveling, which is of course very nice. Interactive world, you can actually trade with other people, so it's a fully fledged MMO RPG. So if you prefer to, you know, have that if you prefer to do that, if you prefer to trade, play the market, then definitely go for interactive. There's also more ways to upgrade your items. MapleStory is 20 years old already, so there's a lot of stuff to do. There are a lot of different systems in the game. So I highly recommend, if you just want to, you know, just get started, you don't want to go too deep into all these different systems, I recommend going for the heroic worlds. However, you know, if you are like, no, I really want to trade, I want to experience the full-blown MMORPG, then definitely go for interactive as well. That's totally feasible. Both servers are absolutely fine. However, I do recommend that instead of going into a normal interactive or heroic world, you go into the Challenger worlds. Challenger worlds are event-specific worlds that will run up into the next year, and I recommend to just pick one of those because there are additional buffs that you can get, additional rewards when you are creating a character in these servers. The only thing you have to keep in mind though is that this server will be closed at one point, and then you're gonna have to move your character over to the either interactive or heroic world, whatever one you picked. Just as a reminder, if you for example create a character in the Challenger heroic world, you can only jump to heroic worlds, not to interactives and not vice versa. Just keep that in mind. So, MapleStory, finally we're gonna get into the game, we're gonna create a character. There are an insane amount of characters in this game, or insane amount of classes in this game. There are, I think, over 50 even at the moment. So yeah, you know, you can pick, if you think like, hey, one of these classes looks really cool to me, I'm definitely gonna pick one of those. Right now though, I recommend picking Ren. Ren is a new class, which means there are additional events active that will help, that will boost your luck even more. The game is going to be even easier that way, especially if you're just going to get started. You're going to get showered with rewards, and life is going to be good, you know. It also helps a lot that Ren is very easy to play, it's very strong, and additional events. So I highly recommend picking this class. It's currently the most popular class, the most played class, super easy to play, tanky. It's just one of the best classes I've ever played in this game, and I'm definitely gonna main this class as well just because it's so nice. However, you know, if you feel like you want to pick anything else, totally fine as well. You know, you gotta enjoy your story. Highly recommend though creating a Ren. You can of course pick any key bindings that you like. I prefer to go with the default ones just because, you know, it's classic. What is important though is that you actually make this character a burning character. There are going to be Terra Burners and Hyper Burning Max, and you want your character that you want to main, that you want to focus on, to be set as a Hyper Burning Max character, because that way you're going to get 4 additional level ups each time you level up, and it will make your life go super smooth. It will be amazing. If you don't do that, you're going to be stuck with having to level up manually, which will feel really bad after you've tasted the 1+4 level ups. If you want to, of course, in MapleStory nowadays, you can either play through the story, then you start at level 1 or level 10, and you start the whole story from the beginning. However, I would prefer to just skip it, because honestly, MapleStory is not really known for its amazing story, and especially if you've played the game already a bit, it's gonna be quite boring, you know. You're gonna be like, I want to jump into the action, so we're just gonna skip everything. Of course though, if you're interested in the lore, go for it. Please do so. Alright, so immediately when you go into the game, Spiegelman is gonna be like, yo bro, what up? You're gonna go to Hanøy's and I'm gonna give you a little free stuff. So we're gonna do that. Also, when you are playing MapleStory, just keep in mind for your ability points that you've auto-assigned on level up, that you have this turned on. Because that way, you're just gonna get automatically assigned stats that you need. Ren is a warrior, so in this case, you're only gonna need strength anyway, and you don't have to bother with this. Nice that you start the game and immediately there's like 20 million UIs and different things thrown at you. Great. So to get started for the winter, in 2025, we're going to do one thing first, is we're going to go to settings. Settings are quite important actually in this game, believe it or not. You can change your resolution, you can change whatever you want, you can turn on some smart AI correction, VSync, up to you. You can change the transparency of your skills, quite important. You can also change the transparency of your ads and androids, which are special equipments. You can turn on or off that the screen will shake during certain skills. You can have different effects for your damage numbers, the way they pop up. The way the damage skin displays, things like that. Pets. We're going to show silhouettes so that if you get hit, your character gets a silhouette around you, which will make things a lot easier. I also highly recommend going to other characters and turning away like, oh, there's transparency for all their stuff. Because when you go bossing, you don't want to be blind, like flashbanged by the other skills from the other players. So let's not do that. You can also set some other things. I would just recommend to go through this. I think changing the, like turning off that you see other people's skills is going to be quite important. You can also auto sort buffs, which is quite nice. You can have a different layout for buffs, which is also great. And I just closed the whole thing again. Great. Just press escape, open it. And you can again change whatever you want. Go through this a little bit. You can pop out the chat if you want. You can do different things. I have also silhouettes. This is silhouettes for characters. So one is for monsters and one is for characters, excuse me. So this is for my character. The other one was for monsters, that you see the silhouette of your character. I just like it that way because the game can be quite flashy and it's quite easy to lose your character when you go bossing. So let's just not do that. And one more thing before I forget. You can also edit this bar here at the bottom. So you can, for example, say, hey, I want to add my planner over there. You can customize the UI a little bit just to make things a bit easier for yourself. And we can, for example, say, hey, daily gift is going to go there and planner, which we're going to use later. So now if I go here, move my chat a little bit, you can see that I added my planner and daily gift over there. So for stats, don't worry about anything. It will automatically assign. For skills, MapleStory is a lot easier these days. If you played in the past, you're gonna love it because everything can be maxed. You don't need to think about anything. It's just a matter of like, when am I gonna put certain skill points in? So for example, we're gonna put, what is this? Unsheath your sword, teleport you, forward, backwards, and teleport again. Okay, forward and backward. Oh, that sounds nice. So then I can do like, oh, it's backwards and forwards. Backwards, forwards. Okay, cool. We can teleport like that. We're going to put a point in this. Honestly, wing it. I would recommend, though, to get at least an attack to make your life a bit easier, because then you can attack monsters. So right now, did we already adjust the skill transparency for ourselves? No, we did not. Okay, so we can see the full-blown animations. So for me, alt is jumping. You can change it to spacebar, whatever you prefer. I'm old school like that. It used to be like that in MapleStory, so I'm just keeping it. Alright, so right now we are in Challenger World and you think, okay, cool, enough with the babbling, when can we get started? Not yet. We are in Challenger World, so what we're going to do is we're going to make use of all the rewards that we can get for Challenger World. And we can start this right away, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to start all the events and then we're going to get going. Right now in MapleStory there's 50 different characters. You can get these Ultimate Legion growth potions, which are amazing as they get instantly a character to level 200 if you reach a certain rank in Challenger World. So that's what we're going to do. As well as in Challenger World, you can go over here and you can claim this creation reward, which will increase your slots. So for Challenger World, you have to defeat certain bosses and reach a certain level to get points. And when you get enough points, you get all these nice rewards at the bottom. This is going to take a while, especially if you're just starting out or if you're new. But it's definitely doable. It's just, things go pretty fast these days, so no worries about that. Terrablink, we're going to start in a bit. We're going to claim the hyper burning rewards. Yes, please. And we're also going to participate in the Ren event, the Ren level up event. This is only specific for this class. And right now, if we create a character, oh, there we go. We get the max slot selector coupons. Heck yeah, we want it. And we get a vac pet. Vac pets are amazing. They're like regular pets, but they're on steroids. Make sure to also always equip your Pendant of the Spirit, which will give 30% bonus EXP when you're grinding. And then you can just equip all this stuff. There we go. And over here. Anything else I want to say? No. So over here we go to the max select. We're going to, yes, use this. Using this will automatically unlock all your slots, so you won't have to worry about that. Isn't that lovely? There we go. So we have a transparent equipment box, which we can also use. We have a special ring that we can't use yet because it's level 100. This is a special chest that's also only available for level 100. We have a mysterious cryptic chest, which will contain a pet that we're not going to use because we're going to get the CCP vac pet, CCPB vac pet, which will suck all the mesos and everything that drops towards you. It's going to be super nice. We're going to get another pet anyway relatively soon, so you don't really need to worry about it. Pets will need pet food, but Mr. Spiegelman over here will explain everything. So let's quickly get to level 200. To do that, we talk to Spiegelman. This can only be done, by the way, if you are burning. If you're not hyper burning max, then you cannot go through this quest line. This quest line will instantly get you to level 200. So things will be quite easy. So step 1. Alright. I didn't do anything about my... Alright, if you press yes... So the thing is, a lot of Maplers have difficulties reading, myself included. If you press yes, he's going to actually explain to you what you need to do. And if you press no, then he's just going to ignore you. So we're going to put a pet... Look, we have so many pets already, and they recover... so many pots already, and they recover full HP and MP. So, you know, it's whatever. Alright, so what skills do you have? No, I don't care. I'm already knowledgeable about skills because we did that already. So now Spiegelman is going to give us another pet, which is going to be the Dazzling Hat pet. We also get pet food. Unfortunately, your pet will die if you don't give it food. It will just go away. It will say it lost sight of you. So make sure to feed your pets. Also, that way PETA won't go and hunt you down like a wild animal. So we got our pet active. We fed it. And Spiegelman also wants us to activate a pet skill, which is this one. So if we open the equipment tab with E, we click on pet. And then there is this thing in the way. There we go. And there you go. You can assign skills to your pets as well, which is something that we're definitely going to do. We can also disable that they use potions in auto buff skills in town, and pet auto potion skill damage you can turn on as well. I would definitely recommend disable auto buff skill in town, else your pets will keep buffing with their auto skills, which can be quite annoying. And you can also set up, so in case you get damaged, not every pet has this, by the way, but in case some pets do, like this one for example has the that it can heal you. So you can put potions there, so your pet will automatically heal you, and then you'll never have to do anything again. So register speed 1 power, elixir, assign the terribling skill, and feed pet food. We did everything. Oh, I used the wrong elixir. Wow. So we have power elixirs and we have Spiegelman elixir. Oh my goodness. My sincere apologies. There we go. Alright, sorry for using the wrong ones. You gotta really do what he says he wants you to do. Alright, blah blah. Alright, we complete the second job advancement. Look, we got so many levels already. What's next? Allocating stats. Already done. Level 55. We're doing great. No. Use a special Medal of Honor to obtain Honor XP. Done. So once you're at level 50, you can unlock your inner ability. You can reset that for additional stats. You cannot reset from here. Okay, whatever. You can reset this and you can reach... the next rank is going to be unique and then it's going to be legendary. For Ren, you want to have the legendary ability boss damage, and then you want to get like critical rate or attack at more damage against monsters afflicted by statuses, things like that. That will always be great. But I think the most important one is that you get boss damage. You can also get additional drop rate and meso obtained from these as well. So usually what I do, because there's different presets, is I get one for meso, one for drop, and then one with boss damage and whatever. So that I use one for grinding and one for when I'm bossing. And then we have to do the third job advancement. So we're going to talk to him. And he's going to go like, well, you need to do the third job advancement. So we're going to leave. And let me quickly show you one other thing as well that's super important for MapleStory. And that's the guide menu. So if you press F1, or you have the small one over here or the big one over here, you can access guide content. Over here you can teleport to maps, you can start quests and whatnot, and you can also get additional rewards for reaching a certain milestone up until level 200. So I recommend that you check those out. You can get, for example, a medal. There's some level up potions. Well, these don't work on burning characters, by the way, so don't bother with those. Maybe save them for a different character. You can get a damage skin, things like that. Always check this out. F1, you can also assign towns. You can like do like a quick transfer, things like that. You can even, at one point, you're gonna have fields open as well. So you can, for example, say, hey, this is a field that I'd love to go to. Always, you can just immediately go there, fast travel that way. There's a cooldown of like a few minutes on this one though, so you can't teleport around forever, but it's highly important. Also here you can find all the bosses, what they drop, things like that. And of course you can move to them as well once you unlock them. And if you're, for example, doing special content, and a lot of people are doing Afterlands for the totems, they give these really nice permanent totems. Highly recommend this content once you have time for it. You can always access these type of things through the guide menu. This one is also nice, gives like a good medal. So highly recommend it to just go to that. You can also find like different growth things over here. Honestly, most of these are pretty good. Hypercube, not that much. Monster Park, super important. Maple Tour for Mesos. There's so many things to do in MapleStory, but this is going to be your main hub where you can access those. Oh no, sorry, it used to be this one, but right now it just takes you to either Grand Athenaeum or to do party quests, which no one really does anymore. So you can just completely ignore the dimensional mirror these days, and you can either use the town portal to teleport, or you can use the guide menu. Anyway, we're going to start our third job advancement. For the third job advancement, we just go over here, we talk a little bit, and then we're gonna rank. We're gonna get the third job advancement. All right, easy peasy. Every time you do your job advancement or you level up this way, don't forget to actually get your level up your skills, please. Don't forget. You're gonna forget. You're gonna go into the next area. You're gonna be like, huh? I wonder why nothing's working. There we go. There we go. This is also a buff, by the way. So I'm actually gonna re-equip the vac pad, because the vac pad also has auto skills and auto pot anyway. And then we're going to put this pet skill here, so that whenever we are going to battle, he will automatically, the pink bean will automatically cast the skill, so you don't have to worry about it. We're going to get the this one. What is this? The activate chance. Sounds good. I love it. And this one also sounds super important. Honestly, it doesn't matter at this point. You're going to be leveling up so fast. This looks great as well. I'm not even going to read it. I'm pretty sure it's super important. It doesn't matter. Oh wait, we do of course. Oh, I didn't. Except that I forgot to assign a point into my attacking skill, but that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna go back to the world inside hat, and we're going to continue. All right, so we did that. No thanks. You can also press N, by the way. So a trick that some maplers do. If you press F11, you can open your key bindings. Some people put spacebar NPC chat on their yes key. So whenever you automatically accept everything as well, because if you press the yes key, then you can just say, like I'm pressing N now, and then it will say no, for example. So now we're gonna spawn monsters. I'm gonna quickly put some points in my attacking skill that might be useful actually. And then we're just gonna lag from hitting monsters for the first time ever. So in MapleStory you have a double jump, just press Alt twice to jump left or right, or you can also use the up button and then jump again to go up. And some classes can also jump downwards, but not this class. So right now we just need to get to level 100 done, and look at that, the pet will get the loot the mesos, even though it's pretty far away, because that's called a vac pad. So unfortunately, MapleStory these days, you're gonna be like, okay, but then when can I, actually play the game? Not yet. You're gonna have to wait until you're like level 200. And then you're going to be able to at least play a little bit. But until level 200, you're going to be stuck doing this Spiegelman thing. And it's the best way to level up. Training guides are all there, they're on my channel as well. But honestly, nothing beats Spiegelman right here. Alright, so he's done. I think I'm getting a quest, there we go. I just hold spacebar, by the way, I don't read. I already have level almost 270 Ren anyway, so I'm not gonna bother. For this class, there's one skill that's really important, and that's Wish Unending. Because if you tap that, you can like use all your skills in succession. So we're getting even more of these. I'm gonna do this, whatever. And then, alright, so we have now, this is gonna be your main attacking skill. This one. It's just a hold down key. Super easy, you hold it down and you will attack. You can double jump while doing so, it's beautiful. For the skill that's on end, right now that's a Wish Unending, that's this one, right? That's the third job skill. you can tap it to unlock like different skills. Right now we only have 2. There's gonna be more once you unlock the 5th job advancement as well, and maybe some more skills from over here. I don't even know, man. There's gonna be one more important thing, but I'll talk to you. I'll talk about that in a second. Let's level up first. Go back. And this is just like we're just playing through the game, right? No, I don't want any guide really. I don't care. So this is a guide for the beauty salon, and I hope they didn't change it because else I'm gonna look silly. Okay, decorations perhaps, and then beauty salon. Okay, if you go to decorations and then beauty salon, you can, for example, save your face. Over here you can save your skin color, your hair, things like that. So in case you want to change that, you can like get different looks, and you can save those as well by going to beauty salon in the decoration and the equipment tab. Here you can also change your damage skins, you can save those, and you can dress up your android if you want, and of course have different effects as well going on. You can also change the way you hold your weapon, for example, with cash items. All right, no, don't care. Oh wait, yeah, I have to now I have to press yes. Wait, no. Yes. Alright, we got the Spiegelman necklace. Upgrading in MapleStory. That's a fun one. There are multiple ways to upgrade in MapleStory. You can see right here an item has a unique potential. You start at rare, then you go epic, then unique, and then legendary. Legendary items generally have the best stats, so of course you want to go for that. However, right now in MapleStory, you don't always need to go like right away, because right now we're wait, let me actually close this. Because right now we have the item burning event, which I don't think I have unlocked yet until I hit level 200 anyway. But there you get a lot of free stuff from. So you don't really use that whatsoever. And also from hyper burning, you're also gonna get like a boss accessory box. So right now for upgrading, we're just doing this for a tutorial. You don't actually need to upgrade anything at the beginning. But just so you know, there's Star Force, which are the stars at the top above the name. There's bonus stats, which is like 15, 48, 15 and 5%. And there's potential, which is the unique lines at the bottom. Something just to keep in mind. And there's also soul weapon, and there's some other things. But right now, the game wants us to Star Force. So when Star Forcing, you can turn off or on the animation, so it looks even crazier. So we press yes, and then woo, animation. If you want to save time, because you know you're in a rush, you can turn off the animations. If you star catch like this, there's a minigame, you can get like plus 5%, I believe, additional Star Force luck. You can also turn it off if you want. You can just tap spacebar to get all the way to the maximum amount of stars. So we have to do this for the guide. Some monsters below level 200, you can only like deal proper damage if you have... oh, I have to equip it. Oh right, if you equip this one, just make sure it's in the first slot, I believe, else it doesn't count. Please equip the Spiegelman necklace. So you first gotta equip it in the first slot, then talk to him again, and then he's gonna explain what Star Forcing is. And then you have to, then you actually have to enhance it, okay? Alright, we enhanced it and now it's actually working. Oh man, oh man. Reading is very difficult. No. The thing is though, sometimes he wants you to do something very specific and you're gonna be like, nah, this is great, I can't see anything. Yes, confirm. That was lovely. Can't see anything. Alright, so we're gonna transfer now. So you can also, the game will explain you, right? But you can transfer items. They will keep some of the stats and some of the potential. So that way you don't have to redo your next item all the way from the beginning. So right now your necklace is gonna be like one less star and the potential went down slightly. But at least, you know, it ranked up already. Oh, we have to equip it as well. Oh, I'm so sorry, Spiegelman, for not following instructions. Yeah, whatever. If you actually want to get a proper explanation for that, then definitely read it. But honestly, it doesn't matter that much. So right now more monsters spawned and we're gonna quickly get some actual skills in. Because there's one thing that I learned too late that I want you to know in time, because it's gonna be important for this class. Beautiful. Ice clouded. This looks also important. So right now this class has a summon, right? You can place it, you can use it, and then it will just go left and right, and there's like 28 or something bounces that it will do. However, let's cancel it. What you can also do, you can also switch it by using this skill, Unity. If you use Unity and then you go to the right, there's a 30-second cooldown on that, but that is actually your bossing skill. So let me quickly defeat this monster, and then I'll show you. I already know about hyperstats, so no. While that's still on cooldown, let's talk about hyperstats. So once you unlock hyperstats, I think at level 140, you will get points in here. And ideally what you want to go for is you want to make sure that you have 100% critical rate. And then usually I go for critical damage, and then it depends. Again, there's presets over here. We're going to have one preset for grinding. So for grinding, you can ignore stats like ignore defense, which is super important for bossing, boss damage, because obviously it's for more damage against bosses. However, normal damage, critical rate, critical damage, your main stat, EXP obtained, and also Arcane Power can be quite important for that. So if you're just starting out, I think we're getting a little bit more crit rate later, but it's fine, you can reset those as well. So let's, for example, go to level... I'm actually wondering how much you'll get. Yeah, no, I don't have hyper stats, man, what the heck. Crit rate. Let's go to level 6. At level 6, I have 87, and then I get +2. So we can do one more. And one, oh, that was it. Alright, so now we have 98% crit rate. Sounds good. And then we're going to drop the rest in damage, because then we're going to be stronger. No. Additionally, you have hyper skills. Active hyper skills and passive hyper skills. For the active hyper skills, actually we're not going to use that. This is a bind, so this will help you stun a monster, a boss monster. Super important as well. Make sure to make use of this. This one is also very important, but we're going to use that in a different way later. No worries, I got something up my sleeve for you guys. Alright, we have... Oh, we're almost max. Almost max. So then there are different passive hyper stats as well. Or passive hyper skills, I should say. But we're going to do those later, because I want to first get to level 200, just so I can unlock everything and we get everything in one go. So, yeah, whatever. Okay, so there's going to be even more crazy monsters spawning. We're going to finally use that skill that I was talking about earlier. So remember that summon that bounces? Because we used the Unity skill, we changed it to a bossing version, which doesn't bounce, is a lot slower, and bro, don't run away from my skill. And it hits like more often. So when you go bossing, you want to use this one. It has a finite amount of hits though. But that's the one that you want to use when you go bossing. So just just use Unity, and then you can switch between whichever one you want. We just got a box. If you find these elite monsters, or elite bosses, if they spawn, these treasure chests definitely don't last for a long time. So make sure to open them, because if you forget, they're going to go away, and then you're going to be sad. And that's it. We're done. Yes, I'm ready to leave. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure if you guys want to min-max or not. No, we don't want tutorials. Tutorials are for the people who don't watch this video. You actually do get a 15-star Root Abyss set, which is... Let's just get it? Yeah, let's just get it. Whatever, it's fine. I was thinking like you could save this as well and get the item burning gear instead, because there's item burning going on right now. Actually, let's see. But you must first complete the Greater Power quest, and I don't want you guys to struggle. Like, if you're already familiar with MapleStory, you can maybe try and Star Force, brute force the... I'm thinking you can maybe brute force the bosses and whatnot, and just maybe save this for later if you want. I'm not sure if they will expire at this fixed date or not. Maybe they do. Whatever. So whatever. We're just gonna use those. Make sure to use the... I think they're gonna... maybe they don't. Maybe they do. Huh. Might be useful to maybe save those if you want to. But if you're just starting out, don't worry about it. Just use them. That one we're gonna get the ring that we couldn't equip earlier. We're gonna use that. And we're gonna open the legendary cryptic box. So we get a secondary, because that secondary is gonna be even better than what we have. Plus a new cape as well. And the Maple Pearl pendant we're gonna of course equip. So now we have all of this equipped. So once we complete this quest line, which is the 5th job advancement, and we complete over here as I think we get this one already. Yes, we can. All right, let me explain that as well then. Before we do the 5th job advancement, just to make sure you're even stronger, we're going to use the Burning Boss accessory box. That way you're going to get a ton of accessories completely free of charge, and they're going to be absolutely amazing. So right now, I think that was all. We have a lot more stuff in our inventory. We get a special set effect as well from all these boss accessories. You can get these items later on as well, so you can make them even better. But for now, these are great to just get started on. So this is everything that we have right now. So you notice as well right here, right? You need to raise Charm to level 30 to unlock a pocket slot. So let's do that as well. So right now we got a trade boost potion already. So we're going to do Charm, and now Charm is going to be level 30. If you press B, here you can see your professions as well as your traits. And right now we have Charm at level 30 thanks to the trade boost potion that we got earlier. There are more rewards over here as well, of course, that I didn't get yet. And that's because these are needed, these I can only use after I complete the 5th job advancement and then go to the next area. So let's do that first. 5th job advancement. Guys, we're almost done. We're almost done. Hang in there. And this is just the beginning, right? This is just the first 30 minutes of the game. There's going to be so many more systems. The whole 5th job system is going to be crazy. Over here, just always say, nah man, I'm good. Don't talk to NPCs. Else they're going to bother you with their story, you know, and you don't want to listen to that. We just want to go and hunt some monsters. Alright, so quest started. So he wants us to visit 3 different goddesses. So we're going to go to Hanøy for the first goddess, who is going to be chilling over here on the right side. There's a portal over here that you can just go into. So another thing for the guide menu, these are all training spots, right? And there's different quest areas you can do as well. In MapleStory there's a main quest, a job quest, event quest, and general quest, I believe. Main, general, event, whatever. So these job quests, if you're low level, these main quests, excuse me. If you're low level, they're going to give you a huge amount of EXP. You will get them like, as you level up, you will unlock all of them. Right now, because we're already level 200, none of this matters anymore, except for maybe a few quests here and there that I'll show you, which you can use to unlock different bosses and whatnot. But most of these don't really matter anymore. So you can just completely ignore them. You do want to go for this one later though, but let's first do the 5th job advancement. Oh, by the way, you can actually select why you're doing what you're doing, and because we skipped all the story, I don't think we have a good answer for her anyway, because we literally just made this character 30 minutes ago. So I'm like, yeah man, I built up such great bonds with the people of MapleStory. Alright, next up, we're gonna go to Pantheon. I'm also gonna change my summon, because we're gonna need it. Because now, next up is a boss fight. The building in the middle, and then again in the middle, you will find the portal. There we go. We talk to the goddess. Yep. Talk to her again. Defeat Magnus. Magnus is a very difficult boss. Thankfully, though, he's a bit dumbed down in this version, which is specific for the job advancement. So let me show you. So, like I said, right, we have a bind, which is this one. There we go. Now he's bound. We can also use this skill to, I believe, apply a debuff. We use our summon, and then he's already dead. Didn't break a sweat. And also, if you see your health bar flashing like this is because you're invincible. They added a new thing that you become invincible. If you become invincible, you're gonna have your health bar flashing. If bosses are giving you trouble, I'll show this a bit later when we actually go bossing. There is this thing right here, which is an invincibility frame, or an iframe as we call it. If you press it, your health bar is gonna start flashing as well, I believe for 3 seconds. So use it wisely, it has a cooldown. And that's another one completed. And then for the next one, we're actually gonna open the world map. We're gonna go to Maple World, click on Victoria Island, click on 6-Path Crossway, Dark World Tree, Deserted Camp, double click. So if you are using the world map to teleport around, like there's a cooldown of 5 minutes. However, you can get a premium hyper teleport rock for 1 day, 7 days, or 31 days for 100 million mesos. Right now we're a little bit not ready for that, but could be useful, you know, if you're traveling around a lot. And over here is the final portal that we're gonna take. This one is pretty easy. We just have to defeat some monsters and grow to some stages. So let me quickly skip forward to that. Alright, and with that done, we just went through all the stages. We get the final stone and we're gonna be done with the 5th job advancement. So we leave, we go to quests, and then it will say 5th job advancement. And then we go to 5th job advancement, record of power. And then we have unlocked our 5th job skills. And yeah, this is gonna be a whole long explanation again. I'm so sorry, we're almost getting to the actual gameplay, I promise. Let me quickly go to the Hyper Burning Max, level 200, we're gonna get... Alright, so let me show you one thing real quick. You can, like right now, we have our 5th job skills, right? They use a completely different system called V-Matrix. You get your 4 skills you get for free, but there's gonna be a lot more skills that we're gonna equip. However, to get skills in 5th job, you are gonna need a lot of those bad boys. They're called node stones. They can contain various skills. And to show this to you, I first need to get them though. So let's get them. And we get those by completing the Greater Power quest. That was the one. So we're gonna go through a quick cutscene here. So once the cutscene is over, you start at a big door that you enter. And then we're gonna go in here, and then I think another cutscene is gonna play. Yep. So this area, the Arcane River, is gonna be your main hub from level 200 to level 250. You don't really need to go anywhere else besides for 2 weekly quests that I'll talk about in a bit. But first of all, you'll unlock the Vanishing Journey, which is the start of the Arcane River. And then 5 levels later, you unlock a new area, then 5 levels later again, and then 5 levels later again, 5 levels later again, all the way up until level 250. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so for the first quest that we're gonna do, is we're gonna have to defeat 1 whole Happy Erda. Happy Erdas are extremely powerful because we're missing an important equipment piece, but to get that piece, you first need to defeat it. So we're just gonna use this, we're gonna use our skills, and it's already dead. We're so powerful, I love it. This can be very difficult, but not for us because we are giga strong anyway. So with that done, we can go here, and then we say a Greater Power quest completed. And then we talk to him, we press yes. We're gonna skip the story because we don't want to go through that. That's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be so long, you don't want to do it, trust me. We're gonna get 5 node stones already, nice. Alright, we got some node stones. Let me just quickly go here and claim this one, yes, and claim this one. So, in the Arcane River, you'll see that a 30 times 30 symbol above the name of the map. It's like, here it's 60. This is for every area in this game, so here you need 480, etc, etc. 600, especially also for bosses. So Lucid, for example, Will, they all require this Arcane Power, which is this stat over here. Right now we have 0. However, if we equip this Arcane symbol, right now you get one for free once you unlock the area for level 2, but because we are going to be burning, we're going to get one for level 10 already, which is going to give you 120 Arcane Power and as well main stats. So these things, they can level up, you can fuse them. If you go to equipment, then your symbol, you need a certain amount of them to fuse them, and then you can rank them up, which costs mesos. And this is basically where the game begins. This is where you do your dailies in all these areas. So all these areas, all the big areas, not these smaller areas, but Vanishing Journey, Chuchu, Lachlin, Arcana, Morass, and Esfera all have their own symbol. So they're all gonna have their own symbol over here that you can rank up by doing daily and weekly quests. So that's basically where you start playing the actual game at this point. Also, by the way, you can consolidate your inventory and even sort by type if you need to. Might be useful, maybe not. Anyway, we got our node stones. So let me quickly explain to you how the V-Matrix works, because it's going to be super confusing if you are just starting out. So V-Matrix, there are 4 skills that are unique for every class. Every class has their own 4 skills. You get those for free. Don't worry about those. Then there are other skill nodes, these blue ones. And for example, we get like Grandest Goddess, and hopefully, okay, we didn't get it. Classic. There's one that's rather important as well, called Holy Symbol. I'll craft that in a bit. I'll show it that way. But for example, this skill, because we're an anima, will increase our damage by 11%. And whatever, some other effects. Important, it lasts 40 seconds. These are nice to have as well. Usually you also want to go for like, Advanced Blessing, Speed Infusion. There's one called Sharp Eyes that we're going to get as well, because I also didn't get that one. We've been rather unlucky. As well as there are boost nodes. Now every class needs different skills, like wants to boost different skills, right? But as you can tell, there are a lot of them. There's like 20 pages, man. So, which skills are important, that depends per class, unfortunately. Some classes have it rather easy. Some classes have a lot of skills that you need to boost. So it's going to be a bit more difficult to actually, know which ones you have to boost. However, for this class, that is going to be, let me quickly see, because I made a thing for that. So you want to get 2 nodes. I forgot about hyper skills, by the way. We'll do that as well before we leave. So your nodes, you need 2 nodes. One with Spirit Strike, Borrowing Earth, and Raining Blossoms. So we're not going to go through all of these, even though they are like in order. We're not going to go through that. We're going to just filter, and we're going to go for Spirit Strike. Spirit Strike boost. We want Borrowing Earth, and we wanted to get Raining Blossoms. Which is Raining Blossoms. There we go. Filter search. Cool. We got it. Spirit Strike, Borrowing Earth, Raining Blossoms. So you can, for example, use this one. And you can use this one. So the thing is, these skills, these slots, they can only go up to level 25. But your skill can go up to 50. So to make full use, to get the full boost, you'll need 2 of those with different orders. So, I'm sorry, this is like, I know this is going to be difficult to follow perhaps, but every node that you have has one node that is like the top node, the first skill basically that you boost. And you can only have one of those, one node per top skill assigned to your grid over here. So you're gonna, if you want to have all these skills at max level, your first skill that you're gonna boost will need to be different. So you can just follow along, just do Borrow Earth, Raining Blossoms, Spirit Strike, Raining Blossoms, Borrow Earth, Spirit Strike. Then we're gonna do the same for the other one, which is going to be, am I still recording, by the way? Just quickly checking. Yes, okay, thank God. I never know. So actually, it will just select, you can also search for a certain skill as the main skill, but because we want to have 2 of them equipped anyway, it doesn't really matter. So then we want to have Rage's Heart, we want to have Storm. So we're going to go for Storm, Rage's Heart, and Serpent's Fang. That one. And then we have Storm, and we have Rage's Heart. Let's do those 2. Okay, cool. And then, so there we have those 4. These are going to be the 4 that we're going to boost. This is going to be perfect. And then there's also special nodes. Let's cancel the filter. There's also going to be purple nodes, and there's 2 nodes that are important to get, I'd say. First one is Boss Slayer 2, which increases boss damage by 50% for 10 seconds when you use a skill that activates automatically. And the other one is, I don't think I have it, it's called Character Building. If you craft a node, and I think it's over here, Character Building. If you go Character Building 1, it will increase your EXP by 50% for 20 seconds after being attacked 100 times. This is also passive, and it will just give you a small EXP boost every now and then. So what we're going to do now is, because we got all these different nodes right, we're going to press Enhance All, so then all our nodes are going to rank up. To rank up a node, you'll just need to feed the same node into it. So 9 and 10 already, oh my goodness. Yes, Enhance. There we go. That was crazy already. We're also going to disassemble some of our nodes. So we can basically disassemble all of those. You can just select the entire page, but I think it selects actually everything. We're gonna deselect those because this one can go. That one can go. These are all important. We're gonna keep those. So we get more slots later on, and we're gonna keep Boss Slayer. Extract. Yes. Alright, so we kept all of those, and we kept Boss Slayer, which is going to be important. You will unlock different skills as you go, like more slots as you level up. So once you level 205, 210, etc., you will get more of them. You're also going to be able to enhance your slots, which I'll just showcase once we level up. You know, let's just equip this. Actually, no, let's unequip this. We're going to create a node, because we're going to get the Holy Symbol skill. It's rather important, because it will give you bonus EXP and drop rate. So we're going to use that, yes. Important skill. And then we're going to select it. We're going to go to our pet, and our pet is going to automatically cast Holy Symbol. So it will always have this buff for us. So another thing that I forgot to mention, we talked about it earlier, and I didn't do it because I was going to wait until I hit level 200. Well, we're there now, is which passive skills. Again, this is different per class, unfortunately. I just recommend looking up a guide or perhaps join a Discord or something. But these are the ones that you want to do for Ren. So these, this, and this. Oh right, unfortunately we didn't get, actually I'm gonna remove Speed Infusion, and I'm gonna craft Sharp Eyes. Sharp Eyes will give you 10% crit rate and 8% crit damage. So if we cast that, we're gonna have 103% crit rate already, so we can already reset this and then lower our crit rate. So that's gonna be nice. Now we are already at 100% is the max, by the way. That's all you need. Unless you're an archer class, just get 100%, you're gonna be good. So then you can also focus, for example, let's just reset this. Oh, it will cost us 10k mesos. Never mind, we're gonna keep it. I love having too much crit. And we're gonna get level 10 critical damage. Critical damage I feel like is such a important skill to get. It's gonna be super nice. It will give you a lot of damage, like 8% critical damage equals like 30% of your stats, something like that. It's rather good. We're gonna get some damage, we're gonna get normal damage. Also don't forget, we got a title as well earlier that we're gonna get. We're gonna equip it. We got a cool hat chair as well. But this title will give you additional arcane power as well as a lot of bonus stats, so make sure to equip it. We're gonna start one of those. They will give you EXP. If you fill them up, you get like a bar. This is what we got from the 5th job advancement, so make sure to do that. And we're almost gonna do stuff, I promise. We hit the 5th job advancement, so we can start this. And we can already get a lot of arcane symbols that we can use to rank up our symbol. But we need mesos for that, and we don't have any at the moment. So let's just ignore that for now. We can start the challenge, we can start item burning. Oh my god, this is so much. Oh god, so challengers, heroic, / claim. Oh, I got it in one go, thank goodness. This is giga important. Get burning gear. Burning gear, it looks like it's worse, but guess what? Equip one piece, and suddenly you're the Pirate King. No, suddenly you get like all the stuff is gonna be better than what you have. That's why I was thinking about if maybe we should not claim these and use them for later. But actually I think they're gonna expire the set date anyway. But anyway, this set, oh man, this set is amazing. It's giga strong, you're gonna be insanely strong. Plus, every time you defeat a certain boss in the game, you're going to be able to rank it up, and then you're going to be able to make it even stronger with a different gauge as well. So, very important, get item burning. Just start it for now, and equip it. And then you can see over here we already have 1.2 million combat power, just like that. You can also start resetting your inner ability. You can just hold enter. Like, just click and hold enter, there we go, it's unique. Maybe if we're really... Okay, it's already... legendary, that's great. So now you can, for example, run a roll for like boss damage, item drop rate on the first line. So usually what I try to do is this is personal. Actually, this is not personal. I just see whatever I take. So for example, right now we got Meso obtained, which is already a good line. You can lock them as well, but as you can tell, if you lock them, the required honor XP that you need to reset is going to go up. So we're going to make this a drop line. So then I want to get drop on the first line. I just hope we don't get boss damage. You know what? We don't have that much left. We got 8 Drop rate, 30 meso obtained and some attack. It's whatever, we just don't have enough honor EXP right now, but ideally you want to get meso or drop, and then meso or drop, and then damage or something. Because you get like a lot more drop rate if this line goes there. But for now, you know, it's fine actually. It's actually okay. Maybe I'm hyping myself up a bit too much there, but I don't know. Should be fine. Alright, so we claimed all of those. Then we want to hit level 210. And to level up fast in MapleStory these days, you don't really need to grind that much anymore. Life is easy because you can start this event. Yes, yes. And I think we're gonna have to go through a cutscene again, so see ya in a bit. Right now we have even more events because we definitely did not have enough. So let's just quickly go over everything. So you have a check-in event. Launch exploration, boom, check-in done. You get another Pendant of the Spirit. You cannot equip 2 of them at the same time, so you can just ignore this. But you also get triple XP cards that you are going to be super nice for when you're grinding. Plus you get Licorice and Ginseng that you can then use over at this skill right here. This is Bloom's Herb Basket, where you can get different bonus stats with like you can buy them with Licorice. So I highly recommend to get, let's get 2 levels of Monster Park. Yep, and then get a 1 level of Arcane River EXP and symbols. I would just recommend going with this one, especially seeing that Sunny Sundays you get additional bonus EXP from Monster Park. So I think this one is going to be even more important. This one will boost your daily EXP and rewards, which is also great. We also have this one, which will, this event, if you defeat certain bosses, you'll get rewards that you can use in the store. We can just ignore this for now because we're going to be bossing a bit later in the video. We have tutorial missions, which will give you a lot of other free things as well, including like EXP coupons, EXP node stones. You can just complete these as you go. I'm not going to go in depth for every event, but you can just follow these along and complete them if you want to. You get a free Android as well that we can't use because the next one didn't give us a heart. So you can get this and then you can look at it at your inventory and never use it because Androids need a heart to function and we don't get a heart. We get a heart a bit later, once you log in for like 4 weeks. So just chill with that. This is the other event, where you can get the Monster Park Clear XP, the Eve Anticipation and whatnot. You need to kill 1000 monsters to get a sand. And if you get sand, you get this currency that you can then use to buy different items. And this is what we're going to use to level up rather fast. We're going to get sand to buy this strawberry ticket. This will help us level up super fast. So let's just do that. That's our next step. Next goal, once you start out, is you want to kill 1000 monsters to get some sand. Yes, I know. It is welcome to MapleStory. We had a lot of weirder quests, like this is nothing. So we're only level 200, so we're just gonna go over here. Just to let you know, you can start your daily quests over here, which will have you hunt monsters in this area. However, I recommend to wait with this, because once we defeat 1000 monsters, we're gonna go to Strawberry Farm, which will help us level up, I think maybe even to level 210. And once we unlock Reverse City, the rewards for our daily quests are gonna be boosted. So I'm actually gonna hold off on doing this. So right now we're just gonna go to a map. You can go to any map you want, really. We're just gonna, I don't know, let's see how this goes. Because I was curious to see if it would be nice for Ren to train here. Because, you know, she has like a lot of projectiles and stuff flying around, see? So we can kill stuff at the bottom too. And because we have a Vec pet, this might be a nice map to grind in for her, for the first 1000 monsters. When you are grinding in MapleStory, I'm not sure if I saw it actually, let me see. I think it probably has burning. If a map gets ignored long enough, it will get burning. There we go, we have 10 burning, which will give you 100% bonus EXP. So that's really nice for leveling faster. So sometimes the more unpopular maps, even though the layouts might not be the best, is going to help you to level up even faster. And then also while you're grinding, there's going to be these runes and treasure chests that spawn. Right now we just found a rune, and runes give you a special effect like this explosion that's defeating all the monsters. Plus you'll get 100% bonus EXP while the rune is active as well. So when you're grinding, you can always use EXP buffs and I'll show you a good setup for that later. But for now, we're just going to quickly try and defeat monsters, like 1000 of them, so we can level up even faster, and then I'll show you a proper setup later. Another thing to keep in mind though, is we did not activate that one. There we go. There's also something called skill sequence, where you can set up different skills. So we select this, and then we say, I want you to use all these skills in order whenever I press this button. So that, for example, let's say you're bossing, right? You don't want to go through all your skills one by one, buff, okay, next button, buff. That's going to be annoying, right? So what you then do is you just do this sequence. So you press, for example, right now it's at 7. I press 7, and then boom, all my buffs are there. And we can just go ham. There's a llama that's running into the screen that's part of an event. That will give you a lot of bonus EXP as well. It will give you bonus EXP, it triggers automatically. You can turn it on and off in the beginner tab. I recommend turning it off if you're like fighting low level monsters, but it still will trigger, because then you'll lose out on some EXP, which is kind of sad. While we wait, there's alerts as well. So you can, for example, get your daily gift now. We've gotten that one from defeating 300 monsters. Don't forget about the Challenger Pass. Here you can complete different, just different things, like weekly missions, like do your dailies, defeat monsters, Monster Park, things like that, to get points, to get even more rewards, and that's exclusive for the for Challenger World. There's also rental gear, which is going to be important later in the video, and I think Genesis Pass is just a paid item that you don't need to do if you're just starting out. I don't recommend doing it right away. Alright, we just defeated 1000 monsters, and now let's also, because I forgot this one as well, let's do Ren Spectre of the Past. Start the quest line. We're gonna hold spacebar to talk to this dude. Hold it again. And we get our light bulb, and I think we're gonna go travel to the lake, which is probably important to the story, but I wouldn't know because we skipped it. So completing this quest line will give you a medal, as well as a new skill, a beginner skill. And now we have the exclusive spell, which will increase our attack and magic attack power by 4%. Make sure to add it to your sequence. There we go, saved. By the way, you can do the same with your buffs. Oh, what? If you have a lot of buffs that you want to use. And there we go, 1000 monsters defeated. Then we're gonna go here, we're gonna fill this up, and then we're gonna get 400 points. So we're gonna open the store that we can't open because we have to be in the town. Oh, and I teleported already. So if you teleported already, you just use the guide menu and just teleport that way. By the way, I do have a hyper teleport rock. What do you mean I can't? Wait, did I use the hyper teleport rock? I did not. Ah. Okay, now we can teleport wherever we want to go. We also got some transport equipment sets, so in case you want to look a little bit prettier, you can remove some of these items. And we also filled up one EXP goddess already. Look at the EXP going up. We can start filling up the next one as well. So make sure to just start those. So, okay, as I was saying, we filled this up. We got 400 points, so we're gonna buy 2 of these. We're gonna need more of them. So we're gonna have to defeat 2000 monsters afterwards as well. And then we're gonna defeat Sakum. But for now, because we got the strawberry farm tickets, we're gonna use those. Yep. So what I recommend is to also get a few points in EXP if you can, even if it's just a little bit. And you might want to wait for Holy Symbol to be almost off cooldown, because as soon as you enter this map, all your skills will be cancelled. So you're gonna have to recast those. So wait for Holy Symbol to be almost back up again and then go in. So we're gonna wait a bit for now. Alright, so once you're in, you can just start wailing away at those monsters. And look at that EXP going up. This is gonna be the fastest way to level up. That's why it's important to get all 5 of those tickets. And by the way, if you do want to, you can just leave. And because you can't use consumables in this area, but you can leave, double click this one, and then go back in again. But because then you have to gonna wait for the buffs again, so we're just gonna chill. We're not gonna do anything, we're just gonna keep grinding. Alright, and that was it. We hit level 215. And we're 73%, not bad. Actually, we're 76% because we used both of those potions. Sick. All right, but then that's actually great. Then we're gonna go here. We're gonna say reverse city washed up, yes. And then we press skip. And then we do the same thing over here, where we say choo-choo below the falls. We press yes, and then we skip that again. The story is gonna, it's fine to go through the story, you know, if you have the time for that. But it's gonna take a while. And I want to be a bit efficient with this video, because else you're going to be like, it's already more than an hour long probably at this point. So I want to, you know, rush things just slightly. All right, so now we can also make sure to always claim those rewards. We're going to get a lot of those. We're going to get a ring. I'm going to talk about that in a bit as well. We get more nodes. We get so many node stones, dude. It's actually crazy. All right, so we got 400 more node stones, lovely. And then we have 500 plus, we have so many. We got this one, yes. Oh wait, we're not done yet. Yum yum, yes, skip. Oh, can't type properly. Yum yum is the same for choo-choo, that once you have yum yum done, your choo-choo symbols will be increased. So, done, and we have now 20 more, I believe. Yeah, 20, 500, great. So every now and then from these events, you get a ring selector coupon, where you can choose between 3 rings, and all 3 of them are the exact same stat-wise. You just can't equip more than 1 of those rings. So you're gonna get all 3 of them, but 1 of every single one of them. And then you can tell over here, we got a ring, and it's currently rare. So we have 8 million mesos, and just to show you what it's like to enhance, because this ring has, you get special event ring scrolls, which you can use to make the ring, to like, it only works on these guys. And you can just reset those, and then aim to go for, I don't know, as far as you can go. These rings only, like, resetting potential will cost you mesos. So you're gonna have to go through a little bit. There we go, it's epic right now. Let's see if we can rank it up a few more times. At least to unique. Just to also tell you about this Welby cube, that this item, and face, accessories, and rings as well, by the way, of course, rings too. So rings and these guys, they can all get drop rate and meso drop rate once you hit the legendary. Once you hit legendary here, you can get meso drop rate and item drop rate on these items, which is amazing for when you go grinding. I wouldn't say it's the focus right away, you know. If you get damage, then definitely go for that as well. But it does help though that you know, if you get it, you might as well take it, you know, because we're wow. So we got unique right now, and we got 9% strength, which is not the greatest. Ideally, I would go for 15, but because I only have 12 cubes left, this is fine. We're gonna keep this for now. We're gonna get way more cubes from the event later on anyway, so we're just gonna keep this. You can just keep queuing this until you hit legendary, and then you can either get a lot of stats or get drop lines or meso lines. Ideally drop, and then ideally you get drop and stats, and then later on mesos. The thing is though, let me go here real quick. Is it here? Oh, here we go. So drop rate. So item drop rate, I believe it's like, from the top of my head, I think it's 67. Correct me if I'm wrong here, guys. But if you get 67% drop rate, every monster is guaranteed to drop a meso back. So right now, if you defeat monsters, that doesn't necessarily mean that they will give you a meso back. But if you have enough drop rate, then it's basically guaranteed that you get a meso back. So as you can see right now, I killed some monsters and nothing dropped a meso back. Only one of them dropped. So to get the most out of your farming, it's recommended to get like 65% drop rate, 70% drop rate, just so that monsters will always drop these meso backs. Another thing that we can do is we have these flames, and flames are used for bonus stats. So all the gear that you've gotten, you can also change the bonus stats on those. And the nice one with these flames is that you can pick which one you're going to go with. And because I think we had some pretty bad stats, whenever we reset, it's going to go up. First time. Again, you can just hold spacebar and then just, so if you see something better with a plus, just select that one. So there's a thing that you need to know about flaming items. Ideally, you want to get main stat plus secondary stat. For warriors, it's for example strength and then a little bit of dex. You want to get attack power and you want to get all stats percentage. Some items, like items from the boss set, we got these accessories that we got, they can get higher flame, higher bonus stats than some of the other items. And not every item can get bonus stats. So for example, a shoulder cannot get bonus stats, or a ring cannot get bonus stats. So this way you can also, you know, become just a little bit stronger. You can do the same thing here. And the great thing about these flames is if you don't like the stats, you can just either change them or, you know, you don't lose anything. MapleStory is definitely a casino, but you don't always have to lose, you know. There's some items that can guarantee that you don't actually lose anything. Alright, whatever. Just to illustrate. So right now we have 1.6 million damage. We also got a lot of notes, so we're gonna... let's see, I'm gonna get this one. Bless we have. Speed infusion, because whatever. And this one. Let's use actually, where's... I think I might have destroyed, there we go. This one. Enhance all, yep. So you can also enhance your slots, like this. You get 5 points, or 1 point per level up, I believe. So we got level 215 and we had 15 points, and just go through all of them. Important though, that for example, I would first recommend to do like this. Oh, that was not my intention. So that for example, you first do your 4 fifth job skills, and then you do these 4 like in that order, and then you can do the other stuff, you know. These are important, and I would say that in something order like this, you know. There. I think that's pretty decent. Maybe even this. But this one is also important. So this skill, you can right click it. It's a summon that you can place down, and it will help you grind even faster. Just right click it so that it's custom, and if you don't use it, you're gonna place an orb, and that orb explodes every time you defeat a certain amount of monsters. Then, I want to show you the planner. So there's daily content like I mentioned, right? Like Monster Park, Maple Tour for Mesos, and daily quests where you get a lot of EXP and you get symbols. So you want to add those to your daily planner. And then same for the weeklies, you want to add Erda Spectre, Hungry Muto, and all of those to your weekly planner as well. And there's also going to be other special quests that you can do. And over here you can, for example, say, hey, I don't want to forget any of my weekly bosses, so I'm going to add the weekly bosses over here. And that way you can make your own planner. You can start all the quests from this area as well in one go, super easily. So let's do that. Let me quickly go check something. Yeah. Yes. So a 2 times arcane symbol buff will apply since you complete the Yum Yum Island. So that's why it's important, right? That you should do that. And then the same thing over here. If I start the quest out like right away from the planner, it won't show it. So that's why I'm doing it here. And also, if you unlock a new area, you get these investigation findings, which will decrease the amount of monsters that you have to hunt, which will make your life also easier. That's the weekly quest. And then same thing here. Because you got the because we did reverse city already, we're gonna get 2 times the arcane symbols. Important. So that's what we're gonna do next. If you are still following along, you can just do that. What's this? Reach level 235. Okay, I'm not gonna ignore that. By the way, you can get more rewards over here, including triple XP cards. Don't get, like, you can save them up. I would rather save them up because we're just gonna defeat 2,000 more monsters, get 3 more strawberry farm tickets, and then do that. So I recommend doing early on. So you can just follow that for the guide. I think that's pretty clear. I'll show you the weeklies in a bit, because there's one thing that's also important content-wise that I want to show you, and that's Monster Park. Monster Park is also a part of your dailies. That's super important to do. So go to the second one here. We go to Choo-Choo. Press yes. And these are 6 stages that you have to go through. Just defeat all the monsters. And you'll get a huge amount of EXP. And this EXP is actually really good. So this together with your daily quests, those hunting monsters, hunting quests for the monsters in the certain areas, completing this together with Monster Park, that's going to be the quickest way to get EXP in MapleStory these days. Grinding is fine as well. Of course, if you don't have the strawberry farm tickets, which will work until like level 235, and then they kind of fall off quite significantly. But you can just do your dailies, and that's going to be the safest and easiest way to level up. Else you're going to have to grind for hours on end, which is fine as well. You know, MapleStory is in the end a grindy game, so you're going to have to do that. But I highly recommend doing Monster Park runs and completing the daily quests, and of course also the weekly quest for your symbol progression. So Monster Park has 6 stages. You can clear once a day for free, and the other clears will cost you, unfortunately, either reward points or mesos. Let me show you how that works once we clear it. We're at the final stage right now. Plus Monster Park has additional benefits where you can buy potions, special Monster Park potions too. Alright, so we're 76%. We got 9% from one run, and that went super fast, right? So, however, right now, we cannot enter anymore, because you get 1 free entry, and then 6 paid entries. And to get those paid entries, we're going to go to the cash shop. And once you're in the cash shop, you can, for example, go click on Monster, and then you can see that you can buy additional Monster Park tickets for 7 million mesos each. This is only in Heroic Worlds. Or for 600 reward points, you can buy 20 more a month, I believe. So that's where you can get those. You can go, I think it was special, and then Maple Rewards. And here you can get, if you use your reward points, you can get cubes. I wouldn't recommend getting those because you can get those with mesos, but you can also get pets, transplant equipment, premium water of life to revive your pets. And also rather important, you can get a pet snack. So you get multiple pets, right? We have the hat pet, we have the vac pet. If you want to use multiple pets, you're gonna have to get a pet snack, which I highly recommend you get this first for 2,500 reward points. So reward points you can get from Monster Exploration, which isn't available in Challenger World. So the only other way to get them is by defeating bosses. So if you go here, and I don't think it works because we don't have defeated any bosses. If you defeat some bosses, you can get reward points, and that way you can save up to get enough. Like the stronger boss you defeat, the more reward points you get. You also get rewards from the daily gift, by the way, like 1,000, 500, 1,000, but it's not that much. You get way more from bossing. I'm just gonna quickly level up now by defeating 2,000 monsters, and I'm gonna do that in Yum Yum because that's the highest level area we can go to. And well, would you look at that? We actually leveled up while we're hunting monsters. Amazing. We still need to do 1,000 more, and we found a gilded clockwork. This item is amazing. So in MapleStory, you can also find these, where's the Ren event? Because there we get one as well. So you can use VIP boosters from events. These will summoning more monsters that will give you additional EXP. And these things do the same. And they give a huge amount of EXP. They're actually amazing. So as you can see right now, these things are gonna float towards us, and we're just gonna keep killing them. And they give us a huge amount of EXP. I highly recommend saving those up for, you know, when you're hunting with all your EXP buffs active. Because of course, right now I'm not using triple EXP or anything like that, which is kind of a waste. So I highly recommend to use those whenever you get them when you're grinding with like triple XP boosts. Alright, so we just defeated 3,000 monsters in total. And the reason why I'm hammering so much on this and why I think it's important to get those strawberry farm tickets and then level up that way is because I already seen people say like, hey, I just made a new character, just got back to MapleStory and I'm level 120 right now, but everything's so difficult. And like, people don't realize that they can burn, that they can, you know, do all these things. And leveling up this way is extremely easy. Like, I've been filming, I've been recording, doing all this stuff, and it's only been 1 hour and 44 minutes. We're already level 220, We're already like exploring more stuff in the game. We're doing much. We're benefiting a lot from all these growth events and whatnot. And we still have 3 more tutorial farm tickets to go through. So that's why I'm saying it's so important to do these things. Because this is not like, if you don't know, it's going to be super, you're going to feel bad that you missed out. So I want to make sure that you don't miss out on these if you do get back into the game. So let's quickly level up some more, and then I'm going to show you the weeklies, the dailies and whatnot. And especially the weeklies. For dailies, it's pretty simple. Like, this is going to be the same thing for every area. You just complete it, and there you go. We got 10% EXP from that. And while we're already level 220, you're just going to keep going, you know, unlocking the next area, going through it, making sure to claim your rewards and whatnot. Also, by the way, one more important thing. Don't forget that if you get this one. So before, I would always recommend to get the absolute weapon, but since we have the burning gear right now, it is more recommended to get the unique dominator pendant, because your absolute weapon is not going to be better than the weapon that we already have, because we're going to like improve that. So therefore, it's recommended to get the dominator pendant. Additionally, because this one will give you crit rate. So now we have even more crit rate. If I would use Sharp Eyes, there we go. We have 105, so we can get even, we can reduce even less. And we have 20 million already, so we can actually reduce it. But yeah, so that's basically what you're going to keep doing. You're going to keep unlocking new areas. We're going to keep adding more things to our daily planner. New quests. We're going to add new weeklies. And once I'm done like unlocking the next areas, I'm going to show you what you can do over there. And just keep in mind, as soon as you unlock a new area, you can reduce the amount of things you need to do for the previous areas. So just make sure to do that. There we go. And so I'm going to show you the weeklies, and then I'm going to show you how to boss. And then we're going to show you 6th job. And I think then you should be good to go, ready to go through MapleStory. At least as you are right now. Alright, now I reached level 225 by doing strawberry farms, and I think this is a good point to continue with showing a bit more those weeklies and all the other things I talked about. First things first, I forgot to show you one thing, and that's in Monster Park. You can, that's the downside, you know, of doing this sort of live without a script. You sometimes tend to forget things. With Monster Park, every time you run a Monster Park, you get a box. And that box you can open up, and then you get coins. You get Monster Park commemorative coins. So you get them as well, I believe, from completing Monster Park. But if you go to this merchant over here, then go to the use tab, you can actually go to the special tab, that's where they are, yes, totally. You can buy these gold potions, which will give you bonus EXP for 30 minutes, as well as magic attack, and weapon speed. So those can be useful as well if you want to get those. You can get special badges too. And I believe you get all 7 of those, you can fuse them into a special badge, which will give even better stats. Just FYI, so if you go grinding, you can use all of those. So for the weeklies, I recommend just adding everything to your planner. It will just make everything easier, because then you can just warp to everything. So right now we're going to start our first weekly, which can be started over here at Nina. It's called Sol Erda Spectrum. It's relatively easy. You just place down your summon here, place down the other one there. And then we just kill a bunch of monsters, and you'll see this Erda counter at the top going up. If you see this explosion, this blue one, stand inside of that, because that way you'll get 10 additional Erda, which will speed things up quite a bit. So I usually get around 100 Erda. Alright, we got around 88 now, that's enough. We activate this, we attack it, and then orbs will spawn. And you can push those orbs with spacebar, or whatever you put your key on. You can push them to the other side. Careful of these explosions. If there's something in there, it will explode and it will go away. And you need to do this 10 times. The purple orbs you can put into everything. And of course the red ones only to the red ones. And red and blue will give you 1 point, while the purple ones will give you 2 points. So if we just wrap this up, we're going to be done. There we go, stage complete. And then you go into the final stage, and over here you have to defeat 5 of these giant snakes, the junior Armas, and actually no, just regular Arma, and you have to kill the junior Armas as well to get more Erda. And then you can fire your laser by holding down spacebar at these things. And if you do that, if you fire your laser, your Erda will go down. So that's why I placed the summon at the bottom. so it can keep, you know, collecting air now while I fire my laser. Alright, so we did it, we're done, and then we can just click here and then click yes, and then we instantly get the rewards. And you just do the same for all your weeklies. So I'll just show everything up until Spirit Savior. I think most of them speak for themselves, and especially the last two are like super easy. This one might be a bit tricky if you're just starting out, but basically you need to cook. You need to cook some random food by defeating monsters. And every monster, like, you need to find ingredients, and every one of these monsters here will drop a specific ingredient. It's just a matter of doing it a few times and running through it, and then doing it so you know exactly where the monsters are. For example, the hoofs, the manes, and the savory fins are all on the left, because this is where the fish are. At the top there are the sticky feathers, the shark teeth, and that's it. And then at the right side there is the shells, the footprints, and the sausages, I think. Maybe we'll get them, then we can show. And there's also a Slurpee tree that spawns somewhere random. And if you get that, then you just have to go find it. Also, a quick tip here. You can press down here to immediately teleport upwards. Will save you some time. And that's it. Also, make sure to loot them. And also, you can't carry a lot of things. So you can only carry one ingredient at a time. And that's it. We're done. That's literally it. Like, this is, I think, the easiest one to do. The rest is like takes a little bit longer, especially. Oh wait, then we go and here, and then we say yes and yes, done. I'm not sure if I can do it, if I can teleport from here, but let's see. Midnight Chaser. Midnight Chaser is a bit more annoying. It's so long. So what happens here is that you have to defeat the monsters in the map, and once you do, you're going to be able to collect whatever is over there. So you have. So the thing is, though, you don't know where anything is, so you got to find it first. So for example, we just know there's a treasure chest over here. There's a clock at the bottom left. I saw that. This is where a bed is at. This is the cabinet. I mean, I try to take note, but honestly, I forget a lot. So let's see. Okay, I don't think we've seen the mirror yet. So we're just gonna keep following. Oh, there we go. That's actually quite lucky with the rotation so far. We got the mirror. The sofa, I think we did see. Let's just go around just so we know. Oh no, we didn't see the sofa, I guess. I guess not, because it's right here. A clock. Okay. I'm just gonna go down. Oh, wait, down. And we're just gonna keep going in circles. So the piano is left side. Okay. Don't defeat anything, by the way. If your thing is not there, just leave. I forgot what I just saw. The bed. Okay, I don't think the bed was there. No, because it's here. So this one just takes a bit longer, but it's not too difficult. If you have good memory, if you have bad memory, like if you have dead memory like me, you're gonna be wrecked. Like, I'm just extremely lucky this run that I can actually pretend like, oh yes, it was exactly where I knew where I saw it, you know. And then the piano. This is, I think, my fastest run ever, not gonna lie. Usually takes like 40 seconds longer. That's it, done. Another easy day. Like, most of them speak for themselves, you know. You'll realize what you have to do. There's one though that is particularly annoying. And I'm going to show you that one now. And this is the one that personally I dislike. I think is too kind of a word for this one. That's Spirit Savior over here. Look, rock spirits are awesome, right? They're fun, they're cuddly, they talk funny. This though, this is hell. So what you gotta do is you gotta free these guys. But every time you free them, you'll see there's something that's gonna chase you. You need to get 10,000 points. And as you can see, you only get 400 from freeing one of them, so that's gonna take a while. So you're gonna be trying to free more of them. However, let's just, you see how small this purple thing is right now, right? So we're just gonna go over here. I'm gonna run away. Ow. I'm gonna get another one. And as you can tell by the notification, the toxic spirit is growing stronger. And that's bad, because if it grows stronger, it gets faster. So now I have 5 of them. Let's see, look at how fast on the minimap, how fast it's going. That's huge, and I'm dead. Yeah, I mistimed it completely. Good. So there we go. I wasted everything. So sometimes if you're like, oh god, I hit it too fast. Now it's going to be even bigger, and I didn't collect it. Oh well. Let's get 2 of them. So what I usually do is I wait for him. I like lure him away. And then I go here. I go down. Then I jump in the middle, and that's what I do. I'm going to show you again. So let's start, like I strategically start from the middle. Over here. Quickly go down. The map layout is also horrible. And then here. I hate these things because I always bump into them. And then I jump. Run away. And what I usually do is I try to do the same thing here. So here. And here. And every time. There we go. Boom. A lot of points. Every time you hit one of those, you free one of those, the spirit like disappears for a second. So make use of that. It's very busy over here. These things are so annoying. So yeah, this is I think the most difficult one. It just takes some practice, you know. It's just a very annoying one. For this area, you just gotta fire a laser. It's pretty self-explanatory, and this one as well. You just gotta shoot some balls, hit some balls, shoot some balls. Pretty simple as well. This one is pretty fun, but Arcana, it's the worst. So these will give you, look at this, 140. They give you like 100 symbols. So definitely recommend it to do them. They might not be the most fun, but it's definitely recommended. Because that way we can also start enhancing our stuff. Look, we get stronger, we get more Arcane Power. Just overall very nice, very important to do those weeklies and dailies. Alright, with that out of the way, I want to talk a bit about important quests. Make sure to do Alliance Invitation to Irif. You get another beginner skill, which gives you a few bonus stats. Nothing too exciting, but definitely worth it. Make sure to complete Collector's Request. This will give you access to an extra life in boss fights for 2 million mesos, as well as some bonus stats for a few million mesos. Extremely important. This one is also important for restoring destroyed gear that you destroyed during upgrading. Same with this one. And there is, what else is important? Root Abyss Urgent Summons is important because that unlocks the next set of bosses that you have to do. And there is, let me see, where is it? Gollux, the Cracks of Corruption. Also very important. Everything else, not super important. One thing that people like to do to get their totems, I mentioned it earlier, was the Afterlands quest line. And besides that, I think for now, there's a lot of them. You can go through them. Some of them are a bit useful, some of them not that much. But overall, you can do some of them still if you want to. But the questions that I just mentioned are the most important ones. All right. Another thing to keep in mind I was talking about upgrading earlier. So you can upgrade and get potential on a lot of stuff. However, the most important items to upgrade are your emblem, your secondary, and your weapon. Now for weapon we can't upgrade it because we have the burning gear that we're going to keep using, so you can forget about that for now. So then it is your secondary and your emblem. Just know that for your emblem you are getting a unique emblem from, oh here you go. If you defeat Chaos Felon by yourself after reaching level 235, you get a unique emblem. So you don't need to upgrade it right away, but you will upgrade this to legendary with cubes. For example, on your emblem you can roll attack, and then on your secondary you can roll things like IED, pulse damage, attack percentage, things like that. That's what most important for these three, because only those three can get those, can get attack lines, for example. So this is where you get your most gains. And just a quick tip, if you are upgrading, you can also get more of these sands. And you can, for example, buy an Epic Potential Scroll or even a Karma Unique Scroll, things like that. So you can already get that potential going right away. Alright, so I recommend completing the Collector Quest before you go tackle any bosses. Because that way you're going to be able to have an extra life, especially if you're not used to bossing in MapleStory yet, or it's been a long time. just get those collector pots. It'll make your life easier. So we're gonna fight Chaos Cocoon now as our first boss, and that's purely like I'll just showcase all these bosses. I have video guides for like every boss, but I'll showcase these for the video, these 6, just to make it to help you out a little bit with what you need to do with these boss patterns. Of course, you know, looking at the length of this video already, I'm not going super in depth, but I'll just explain enough so you can hopefully clear everything by yourself. And after we defeated Chaos Cocoon on this character, I'm gonna go to my main character, my main Ren, and I'll show you there what we can do. I highly recommend to defeat your daily bosses in this game, because they will give you mesos. I'll show you in a sec. Okay, so we summon this, we drop that to summon the boss. Then we, for example, use skill sequence. And then I hold down INS and spam end, as you can see those skills. And the boss is already dead. I actually forgot to change my summon, but I think it's fine. So you can hold down this skill, this Dancing Annihilation, hold it down, and then you can spam Unending Wish if you use your burst sequence the way we set it up. One of you, I think it's this one. If you have this one active, you can just spam the attack, this one. So that's why it's super important. And the reason I stood at the left is because if you defeat all the arms of Succumb in one go, he will be enraged, and then it will be a lot more difficult to fight him. So it'll be easier to stand on the left, make sure you don't kill off all the arms, and then you can just blast him in one go. This is, by the way, still the same character, right? So I didn't do anything. 2 million combat power, and our V-Matrix is looking pretty good. We got really lucky with these skills. Like, they're pretty high level already. But yeah, that's how easy it is. So right now we're on my actual main LAN character that I've been playing already for a while. You can follow the progression series on the channel as well. So let's just enter kills, please. So I'm gonna show you one boss. I'm going in practice mode, just because it's a bit easier to show you, and I already cleared the boss. That's gonna be very annoying for you to clear, and that's this boss. The bane of many Maplers. So what happens is he will give you a color hat, and he will wear a different hat as well. So right now he's blue, for example. And what you want to do is you want to whittle him down a little bit until he gets to a certain point, till around this point. And then what you want to do is you actually want to be, we just were in the perfect position where he was blue and we were red. And then you want to unload your, like we want to bind him and unload your damage on him. Because if you don't do that, oh crap. He will, for example, right now he's red and we are blue. Okay, even better. Still good. As long as you're opposite head of him, you can damage him, else you'll heal him. And you don't want to bind and burst him like when you're the same hat, because then you'll just heal him. Or if he's purple and you're a different hat, because that way you're gonna be go and be in trouble. So right now you don't want to bind and burst. Just wait for him to again change hats and then hope that you're the opposite hat. And if not, you can use Hero's Will, or you can, okay, we're lucky again. So right now we're opposite heads. I'm just gonna burst him down and then he dies. If you don't do that and you whittle him down like below this point, he will split into two different clowns, both wearing a different hat, and then you're gonna be wrecked. So just be careful of that. That's for that boss specifically. I think everyone else is fine. By the way, if you're having trouble with this boss, you can't defeat him, just go in practice mode. Practice mode still counts for your item burning, and you'll get additional buffs and stuff like that that you normally wouldn't have. So that's always very, very useful. I'm gonna change summon to the bossing one. We're gonna click this altar to spawn Vellum. Vellum will be your first, a bit more tricky boss. There's stuff falling from the ceiling that you gotta avoid, else you're gonna be stunned. And Vellum? Hello? Oh, there he is. Okay, that took forever. So Vellum is gonna occasionally pop up from the ground. And right now he's gonna do fireballs, there's gonna be tails coming down. You just gotta make sure to avoid these, avoid the fireballs, avoid these, and avoid him. Oh, because if you get stunned, you'll take damage. So the good thing about Ren is, Ren has a link skill that gives you decreased damage. So what you could do, I'm gonna showcase as an example right now. You can just stand still, spam potions, and then you'll never die, because you take reduced damage. So you can literally just stand in here, chill. I'm just spamming pulse right now. Nothing can kill us. As long as my finger for spamming pulse is faster than the tails, you can literally go AFK. So just keep that in mind. This class makes this boss very easy. So ideally, again, you're just gonna chill. I'm gonna whittle him down a little bit, so then he does his other attack pattern. So there's also a poison pattern, where you have to run away from the poison. You know, it's better to build good habits and try and dodge, you know, at least a little bit. Because else you're just gonna be face tanking everything, and then when you play a different class, it's gonna be horrible. So if you see Velimus taking a deep breath, you get drawn into a certain direction, and you just don't want to be caught in that laser, so you're just gonna stand over here. You can, for example, use your summon, and then he's dead. So honestly, this class, Ren, is making all these bosses extremely easy. Because Ren has a link skill, this system doesn't work in Challenger World, but it still works for yourself, right? You get 6% less damage from anything that attacks you, including percentage HP attacks, which every boss in Maple, I think, almost does percentage HP attacks. So it makes, and in Root Abyss you can still spam your potions, so make use of that, you know? Make use of the ability to spam your pots. It makes this boss very forgiving. The first boss that's a lot less forgiving is going to be Papulatus. This is the next boss on your list for the item burning. And he is tough. He has some annoying patterns. He got nerfed quite a bit, but still he's not very easy. So there's a few mechanics with him that you gotta keep in mind. So you gotta drop this thing, summon this. I recommend placing your summon down. And be careful of those claw machines, because they will grab you. You can stand on the ground, by the way. The floor is lava, but only on those places. Like that is, if you stand in that, you're gonna get wrecked. So be careful of those clocks, don't stand in those. And there is this beam thing that's happening, where you have to block the beam physically with your body, because if they touch, then there's gonna be a full map explosion, and it's gonna be an instant death effect. You'll see a timer above your head right now, right? I'm just gonna quickly pick these up. So right now we have like 3 seconds, which is fine, because this could, for example, I don't know, could stun us or skill seal us for the difference between the timers. So now it's only gonna be a few seconds, so that's not too bad. Then there's gonna be another mechanic, and that's kind of it, you know, just be mindful of the lasers. I like to block the blue laser. I don't know why, I just think it's easier. So if it touches, you can iframe, and then you're gonna be fine, else you're gonna be dead. Oh, that's not good either. So you can also just always stand on these as well if you want to. There's no need to go super paranoid, you know, just relax, keep your calm. I want him to do one more thing that he's not doing at the moment. There we go. All right, so you see, if we need to remove all the 100% and 10%, because else if he heals, he's gonna be back to full health. You do not want to do the boss fight all over again. So there we go, we got 2 of them removed already. So this is where the cranes are annoying, the claws, because they will like block you. They will waste time. Alright. Wait, I thought it was 4 hours, what the heck? That's also not good. We have 28 seconds left, you see the timer above? We can do another 4 hours. That's 9, 15, 4. I think that should, my mathing, we get a plus, we get a 0, nice. There we go, and then if I do another 4, oops, that's too far. How much time do I have left? 6 seconds. Huh, that's not a lot. Okay, so then we failed, because I wasn't mathing correctly. And now he's back to full health. You have to start the boss fight all over again. Luckily for us though, I am a bit higher level already. So I'm just gonna one-shot him now, because we're not dealing with that. There we go. So then you go into a second phase. Clocks are still there. There's also a bomb that deals damage. But now you just have to like whittle him down, kill him. And that's kind of it. He might split into different pieces, which is fine. Just kill all of those. And that's it. It might be annoying if you're struggling, so definitely make sure to do the math on your clock time. And make sure to keep the timing in mind as well. Alright, up next is Lotus. So I highly recommend, you know, be around level 235 before you challenge this guy. He's a bit more difficult than the others. Lotus has been revamped recently, and because of that, you can press escape to skip cutscenes, by the way. Because of that, he is a bit more tedious than before. For the first phase, honestly, you can just ignore almost everything. Lasers, whatever, it's fine. The only thing you just keep in mind, if the floor is lava like that, make sure you're in the air. I think that's the most important thing. Besides that, just avoid, if you see stuff exploding or spawning, try to not get caught in that. Like everything does damage, but everything does very little damage. It's just all the little damage is building up that can be annoying. But just be mindful of that one shot when the floor is electrified. That's the most important part. For the second phase, I would just recommend, always moving, so you don't have to deal with most stuff. Also, right now you have a meter over here. If you get hit by stuff, the meter will fill up faster. That's why I'm saying keep moving. You can reduce this meter by not getting hit by stuff. And also, if the lasers, if those lasers hit him, then the gauge will also go down. If the gauge fills up, he goes into enraged mode, and then he gets like a million times more annoying. Ideally, don't. This will be a struggle, but it shouldn't be that much of a struggle if you don't fill up the gauge. So keep dodging and keep the lasers aimed at him. So right now, as you can see, that he's already in enraged mode, and that's where things get even crazier. Especially when he's generating barricades, just make sure that you don't get caught in those lasers. Basically, either always fight him on the bottom right, or on the top left, or over here. Either of these spots is fine. I'm waiting for him to do this one thing. Oh, there we go. If he does this grid, you get away from him, because then he does a big explosion, and if you get caught in that, you also get one shot. And getting one shot, generally speaking, is not ideal. Just make sure to always be mindful of the barricades. I like to fight him here at the bottom right. And just jump around a bit, try and evade his attacks. And that should be it. This will be a struggle, by the way. I'm level 266 already. I have like 18 million combat power. So I'm flying through this. But if you're... if you're just starting out, this is the toughest one. This is a really big breaking point. So don't be afraid to try it and just experience the boss fight a couple of times. Like especially like after Kills Vellum, these bosses do require a few practice runs here and there. Like usually you're not able to clear them right away from the get-go. All right, normal. Then up next is normal slime. Normal slime has been changed recently, so if you're watching a guide video, maybe one that I made a while back, it won't be fully up to date anymore. So slime has this fun mechanic. I'm just gonna see if I can actually deal some damage. The answer is yes, we can. But as you can see, slime is already like a lot stronger. I can't even one-shot him. And I'm like doing pretty good for myself already. So for slime, you see these portals? In a while, smaller slimes will spawn that will go towards portals. And your goal is to block them. So what you do is, you see this gauge over here. As soon as the slime turns green, you can press spacebar at these rocks. And if you press up, it will shoot the rock down. And if you press down, it will shoot the rock up. And what you want to do is you want to block at least 2 portals. And you can now only block them by having 2. If you have 2 of these lava things in front of a portal, consider it blocked. So for slime, he has a few attacks. He has a big laser that just deals damage, that one. That's the damaging laser. He also jumps, and then if you get hit by that, you get one shot. And he has that slam, which will push you away, and that's the big jump that will one-shot you. And that's it, I believe. There's also smaller slimes that deal damage, that are just being annoying in general. And there's also lasers, of course. And if you block these portals, there will be less lasers as well. And you can see right here, there was a timer. And if the timer reaches 0, the test will start. So right now we blocked blue and red. So I'll just quickly show you. So blue is at the top left and red at the bottom right. So what we want to do is we want these slimes to not fall into purple, which is over here. So we're going to block all the purple things. And we're going to try and make sure that they actually go into red or blue. And we're going to block green as well. So now whatever happens, whatever they fall, there they are. And they're gonna fall into purple because I didn't block it properly. Great. Nope, go away. Bounce. There we go. There's multiple waves, so you can always, you know, if you fail, just check. They're gonna bounce again, and then they're gonna go into red, which is the one we blocked, which is exactly what we wanted. So it's gonna say you did it. Go to the high ground. Else slime will heal. I believe the healing was nerfed significantly, so I'm not sure how important it is to block these portals, but I still do it. It's just a good practice, good habit. I think that should be enough. Is it enough? Barely. I'm not gonna do my burst. There we go. And that's slime down. So that's slime. He is very tanky. He's an insanely tanky boy. It will be quite difficult to defeat him early on. Like, make sure you get your notes in order, else you're gonna be. It's gonna be a long, long fight. And then for the final boss, that's gonna be Lucid. So easy Lucid has two phases. Hard has 3, normal has 2, easy has 2. Lucid is a bit longer boss fight with a lot of different attacks and mechanics. So first things what you always want to do is you always want to buff up, apply your debuff. I mistimed it a little bit, but oh well. I get teleported by Lucid. So you just want to use your attacks, use everything that you have. Lucid spawns golems and this thing that will walk, which is even more annoying. Make sure to clear the golems whenever you see them, because they are going to be annoying. And sometimes Lucid is gonna... You see this green fog appearing? Uh-oh. And that will mean a dragon will spawn. And if the golems are in your way, they will block your path, because you can't jump past them without taking... Like, if you teleport past them, you take damage. And that's going to be bad. You'll die. So be careful, always clear the golems, so in case dragon does spawn, you either go left or right, but then your path is clear, you know, you can jump around. Else you're going to be stuck, like I was, and then you're going to die. Doesn't matter if it's easy or hard or whatever. Because over here, potions do have a cooldown. You also see that Lucid spawns these butterflies, and if there's too many of them on the map, they're gonna unleash an attack and they will instantly kill you, which is also bad. So to clear those, you gotta hold spacebar at this statue over here. And the thing is though, you can only use the statue once per health bar. So you have to get 1 health bar down to use the statue again. So you also use these sickles that you'll spawn that will attack, deal damage. Just try and dodge them. They don't deal that much damage, you know, it's easy mode after all. I just want to see if she does one more dragon. So what people do to avoid dragons sometimes, they have this 5th job skill called Blink that you can hold. Just gonna go over here. That you can jump up and then hold Blink, and you'll float in the air for a bit, which should also be enough to avoid certain death. And sometimes Lucid will give you a bomb, and there's this thing spawning over here, this weird orb-looking thing. If you stand on top of that, you'll take reduced damage, or you can stand on top of your party members, and then you can all share the damage together. Just try and be full health. That's rather important, because the bomb does a lot of damage. I'm gonna clear the butterflies again, because it looks like there's a lot of them. In second phase, the butterflies will take you to a special map with orbs that you gotta dodge, which is also funny. So these are the sickles, just ignore them or evade them. I'm saving my burst for the next phase. You know, if you're almost done, like, we're gonna waste our burst if we use everything in one go right now. So let's not do that. Oops, if you stand like inside a golem on top of it, it's also GG. I think my summon should kill her. There we go. On to the next phase. So here you can follow the map, and in easy mode that's fine, like you don't take any damage. However, you will take damage if you, for example, fight hard Lucid. So it's recommended to just, you know, teach yourself that you shouldn't fall off the map. Try not to fall off the map. Lucid here will spawn sickles. She'll again spawn her dragon if she does this. She's doing her sickles thing. Ow. And now you see the green fog, so there's a dragon appearing. If you stand on these two top platforms, you're going to be fine. And she's now going to do lasers as well, which is annoying. So I'm just going to quickly do this. And there's also a platform over here. If you stand on this platform, you're also fine from the dragons. Don't worry about it. Alright, so as you see over here, we're going to do this. We're going to use our burst. So be careful that you don't, like you have to bind her first before you do your burst, else you're gonna, she's gonna just fly away and do like a powerful attack or something. She has one more powerful attack that I would love to show, if she will do it. Because you just right now you saw the lasers, and there's one more, which is called touch. So that's gonna be annoying if she does it now. First there's dragon. Oh, and there's bomb too, great. That's kinda unfair. So another powerful attack. And you see she spawns in the middle, and you can stand over here, for example, and then you're going to be safe. Or you can like jump and evade her. But if you touch her, while she does fly around like that, you're also dead. Instant death. And then sometimes she will spawn butterflies. But also over here you can just use the statues to get rid of the butterflies. And I think that's a good point to for bossing wise, you know. There's a lot of bosses, so I highly recommend defeating bosses, because let me show you. If you defeat a boss, you get a boss crystal and reward points. Reward points you can use in the cash shop to buy those things that I showed earlier. And for bosses, if you go over here, you can also get the collector with the collector's elixirs that I talked about earlier. But here you can also sell your boss crystals. And every boss crystal has a price. So if you want to make mesos, the easiest way to do that is to defeat those bosses. There's only a certain amount of crystals that this guy will buy though. He will buy a max amount, especially from the weekly ones. He will only buy 18. So make sure to... oh, now it's in the back, great. Make sure to get those. Do your daily bosses, do the weekly bosses, and don't worry if you did like more than 14 weekly bosses. He will still sell the crystal or buy the crystal. And then you will just give you the difference. So if you have one that gave you 60 mil or one that gave you 90 mil, but you already sold the 60 mil one, you will still get 30 mil if you sell the other one. Like that. And one more important other thing to keep in mind, I mentioned the secondary that you want to... this one, for example, can get damage, attack power, things like that. This one can get attack power, damage, ignore defense, boss damage. However, there is a boss called Princess No. Where's she at? Oh, here. And Princess No will give you this item. Where is it? There. You need 15, I believe, of those. And then you get another secondary, which is slightly higher base stats than the secondary that we're using. So make sure to don't spend too much on your secondary and try and get that one first. Also, if we complete Golux, the Cracks of Corruption, this is not a boss that's probably better to show, because Golux is horrible. Honestly, I would wait as long as possible during the day to fight this boss if you're just starting out. Get as strong as possible before trying to tackle Golux. So you just want to go and fight him right away from the get-go. Careful of his breath. Basically, you never want to be facing Golux, so always try and jump away from him. So when he does the purple breath or anything else, you don't want to be caught in that. Also, you don't want to be grabbed by the grabby hands. I just noticed his nostril moves. And you see these small things spawning here as well. Kill them, because if they hit him, if 5 of them hit Golux in the center, I believe you die or something like that. You get stacks and then you die. So that's basically phase 1. Just jump around and be careful. Ow. Because you get stunned as well. Uh-oh. Oof. I'm trying to not use my damage too much because I blow him up. Alright, for second phase... Oh god. Okay, great. I just iframed because he changed... Oh. My keys are referred... Oh, I left. Oops, I left. You can leave this boss fight. Actually, does that work? Oh, that did work. So what you want to do, okay, I just left, that's fine. You want to be careful of, you want to be standing like all the way over here at the far left side, so you don't get hit by the explosion. And then sometimes he does his hand thing, and then you just press up and jump up really high. And then his hand can grab you. And now you're just chilling, farming. Oh crap. So one of the monsters hit in the middle, and as you can tell, I now got a debuff. And if that hits 5, then we die. Golux has no retries, no re-entries, no nothing. And if you want to fight the hardest version of Golux, you're gonna have to leave all the body parts alive. Like his shoulders, his belly, don't do that. Just go in and go straight for the head. You know, should have aimed for the head, literally that. And then we hopefully get a drop. Golux drops a very special set of earrings, pendant and belt. And the pendant, I believe, the pendant doesn't drop, but the belt does and the earrings do. But defeating Golux will also give you coins, and you can use those coins to get this superior Golux earring, ring, pendant and belt. And it just takes a very long time to get them. So that's why you have to, and Golux is a daily boss, so you have to do it daily. One other thing to keep in mind is that there's also this boss called, where's my boy at, my girl at actually? Where's Veronica? There she is. There's also Ursus. Just deal damage to Ursus, and if you deal enough damage to her, you will get like Mesos. This is a good way to get Mesos. Make sure to follow my progression series, I'll show you there as well. It's just an easy boss, you can go in a party. Twice a day though, there is double Ursus time. So once you complete the Ursus quest, you'll get a notification on your screen like, hey, it's double Ursus time, go make some money. And then there is one more system that I want to explain, and I think that should then be enough to get you started. This video is going to be like 2 hours long, man, what the heck. And that's 6th job. So once you reach the 6th job, you'll only have your origin skill unlocked. Origin skill is a skill that will give you another bind, and it deals a crazy amount of damage. And for some classes it also has additional effects. For Ren it just deals a lot of damage. And I think that's mostly it. And of course you have the bind, which is amazing. You have your other skills over here, which will boost your current attacks. These, usually speaking, are the most important for most classes. But I highly recommend just looking up a guide on how to actually, like which will be the best order to unlock everything, because it's quite expensive. Like you need 4 Sol Erda, 75 Sol Erda fragments to unlock certain skills, for example. Then these on the bottom left, you have your 5th job skills that you will boost, and just getting an additional level in them, like unlocking them will give you 11% final damage, which is great. And then every subsequent level will give you +1 more final damage. So the first level is going to be super important. Afterwards, not that much. And there's also Sol Janus, which is a summon that you can place down. So let me just quickly show you what that looks like. Which I recommend if you're gonna be grinding a lot, if you want to really push the game, like push your character, then get this skill. It's a big orb, and it just attacks every now and then. And that's it. However, it also gives you passively 10% bonus EXP if you unlock the skill to begin with. And Sol Janus has 2 modes. You can either summon it as an orb, or you can summon it as an attack that attacks periodically just enemies around you. You can choose whichever one you prefer. But then, you know, if you have that one plus your other summon, and then you have your small summon up as well. I had some cooldown right now. But if you have it up as well, you can just place down your summons, and then you can just, you know, take another part of the map yourself and let your summons do the rest of the work. That's usually how I do it. So yeah, that's and then for 6th job there's more. Those are your skills, but there's also something called Hexa stats, which you can unlock and then get additional bonus stats in, like critical damage, pulse damage, ignore defense, all these types of things. Honestly, I'm not super, like, it's great, but if I'm more of a casual player, so I'm usually always short on these resources, and this is very expensive, so I'm actually kind of regretting unlocking it, because unlocking it doesn't give you anything. Like, then you need to enhance it as well, which will require even more of your things. So I'm not super excited about this, but just so you know, it's also there. You can get Sol Erda and Sol Erda fragments from monsters. So you know how this is like the Arcane River is like the two. Basically, you're here stuck here until level 260. Then once you're at level 260, you can go to Grandis, and then you go to this area, this side of Grandis, and these are like the next. This is your next Arcane River area, basically, with like new symbols unlocking and whatnot. Like similar to Arcane symbols, there's also sacred symbols then, which you will get from these areas. And here you can also find 6 job materials from monsters. Plus there are things like daily quests, weekly quests that you can do. Excuse me, not daily anymore, just weekly, unfortunately. They're called weekly Erda's Request, as well as High Mountain, which is a dungeon that you can clear to get 6 job resources as well. So, but that's like a long grind. It's gonna take a while. 6 job doesn't fill up that quickly, and next, like it's only been released for a year now, I think, 2 years, 2 years probably. So next one is still being quite not so generous with the 6 job resources compared to the 5th job resources. It's definitely getting better though. So yeah, that's kind of it. I think that kind of sums up MapleStory if you want to try it out. Now MapleStory is a very grindy game, right? Right now in this whole video, this 2-hour-long monologue about MapleStory, you'll just learn the basics. There's so much more. There's so many more things that you can do, want to do, should do. But doing these will get you started and will give you a nice basis to like continue playing the game. See if you enjoy it, you know. There's also going to be things like Legion and Link skills, but those will only apply to you once you actually leap your Burning World character, your Challenger World character. So those are going to be important for later. Just so you know, like I said, every class has a Link skill, and I believe most classes these days are pretty good to have. So if you're bored, you can always make new classes, especially in Challenger World, because there you can also be terra burning a few characters, so you'll have some additional benefits there as well. So yeah, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoy MapleStory. It's always great to see more people playing MapleStory, so I hope it was useful. This 2-hour freaking long video. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and as always, special thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Special thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanøy, Caudimorda, Wiley, BackSpaceOTI, Ziggy, Flidiot, Knivesu, Cloudfix, Michael Menchaca, Raythius, Betrayal1489, Sylvio Neto, StrikerElk, Ryaiser Aryu, MaxBurnHeart, The Passenger, ScottyFlysFast, Only, Spudsy, snafuPop, Dewey, Tran, Kaniwoo, Domi, Kirch-Nehammer, Dexzu, Dantevictory, The Wolf Drake, Lord Fazil, Matthew Dev, Tilskurspet, DVNCA, and Schwandro. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling.